lovely. Now with a nice glass of red wine. Out about that. Shubba wubba, let's get the party started, okay? Okay, hello, gentlemen. How are you all? I'm Steady Eddie here, drinking a glass of wine in Kampot. Yes, okay. This is this hotel price $350 for a glass of red. I've just been into Kampot town, having a steak dinner and beers and all the other stuff. John Hughes, Chubba Wubba, Martin Ryder, Wayne Davidson, nice to hear from you, mate. Chubba Wubba, Ed using the 1970s rollback palm music. Okay. Dickie B, roasting on Patong Beach. Oh, good for you, mate. Patong Beach is a good place to be. That's in Phuket. Martin Ryder, we can't hear you, Eddie. Music's too loud. Well, turn the music down. That's fair to say. Okay. Vietnam Viking, hello everyone today. Now, basically, right, I'm going to show you the swimming pool. That's basically what I'm going to do before I basically do anything else, okay? There you go. There's the, can you see it? See the swimming pool, there you go. Nice environment. There's mountains in the background. Lovely location here, okay? Let's see. Martin Ryder, spit roasting. Ed, any deals there? Red as a tomato. Okay. Hi, Ed from Da Nang. Now, I'm just going to turn this back a little. Weensy. This is no good. This is no good. I'll tell you what, I'm at the Wi-Fi is pretty good at this hotel, but in this particular spot here, it seems to be in and out. So anyway, Chubba Wubba, R.I.P. Pele, yeah. So I just thought, you know, with this being Steady Eddie Live, the second channel, we talk about things other than travel, yeah. And I just thought it would be appropriate, be a little bit respectful, to simply do a quick pop-up live stream so we can talk about Pele, because I'm not a massive football fan, but some people are really passionate about football, and it is many people consider that Pele, the Brazilian legend, was quite simply the greatest footballer of all time. Now, that's debatable. He wasn't really of my generation. He was a bit before that. Pele is the only footballer to win 3 World Cup medals from 1958, 62, which is the year that I was born, and 1970. So he was a bit before my time. But come on, you cannot deny that Pele was an absolute legend. Born in the favelas of Brazil. I think it was Rio he was born. It might have been another Brazilian city. But he comes from a poor background, brought up in favelas, as a lot of those great legendary Brazilian footballers. And the game keeps freezing. Oh, that's not good. Let's see if we can move over there. Let's just say we can move over here. Okay. Let's go see what happens if I move over there. Have to swivel around here anyway. We may have to swivel around the teensy weensy little bit. Okay, is that okay? Let's see. So like I said, I thought it'd be a little bit respectful, and if anyone wants to pass comment on Pele, there's always a dispute. I mean, I've traveled through Brazil and Argentina, and they tend to be they're very, very different countries, but they do tend to be quite friendly towards each other. But the only dispute that Brazil and Argentina ever have over who's the greatest footballer of all time. Argentina insists that it's Maradona, whereas Brazil insists that Pele is the greatest of all time. David Phil. Okay, Wayne Davidson, okay? Let's see. There we go. Wayne Davidson, Pele, greatest of all time for me, and always will be. Now, like I said, I was actually too young to remember when Pele was at his prime. I was 8 years old during the over there. Let's see. I was 8 years of age during the 1970 World Cup when Pele, scored his third World Cup medal. So he was a bit before my time. But I've seen, documentaries about Pele, and he was absolutely a wizard. He was awful. I'm looking at this. Chubba Wubba said Cambodia has awful internet, and there's me getting me words mixed up, saying Pele wasn't awful. He was awesome. That's what he was. That's what I meant to say. So let's see. Up to me. Good morning. It looks like a nice hotel to chill at. Club fillers, pink knickers. Maradona 1, Messi 2, Pele 3. Okay, you're not an Argentinian by any chance, are you, mate? Let's see. Martin Ryder, Vivian Westwood, R.A.P. R.I.P. Oh, yeah, Vivian Westwood has also died. She was that horrible woman who got involved with the Sex Pistols, Malcolm McLaren. It was a bit of a horrible man in his own right. I can say that now because they're both dead. But the thing is, they had this shop, didn't they? This fashion shop. And I'm all for, progression and all that kind of stuff. But then, that shop kind of gave birth to the Sex Pistols idea and all of that. But Vivian Westwood, even when she was middle-aged, she appeared. Okay. Let me just show that again. Wayne Davidson, thank you for that super chat. Have a red wine on me, mate. Raise a glass for Pele. Okay, here's to Pele. He lived until 82 years of age. He's the only footballer to have 3 World Cup medals, and he was a legend, absolutely a legend. Here's to Pele. And thank you for that super chat, Wayne. Very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. Capitonian greetings from Bangkok. Dickie B. Here we go. George Best wasn't bad. Okay. Now, here's the thing. And, I'm not going to get into controversy about football because I'm not a football expert. But the fact is that George Best never played in a World Cup. He never played in the highest level of sport. So can George Best really be put in the same category of Pele, Maradona, or even what's his name, Messi? So it's George Best may a great, but who's to know? Who can honestly say he may have been a great footballer, great character, George Best, but who's to say that if he'd been, there's other great players who have appeared ordinary in a World Cup. Just saying, I don't want to upset anyone with that comment, but just my thoughts. Capitonian, Martin Ryder. I thought you hated football. Well, I don't hate football. I don't hate football. What I hate is middle-aged men who swearing about football and they like have to start shouting. Football gets a bit silly, gets a little teensy-weensy bit silly. You know what I mean? Sean Young, Ed, you're like Steve Austin's spaceship. You're breaking up. Gentlemen, we can rebuild. They can rebuild. Friendly, but he's got that funny look on his face. Stephen Gamble. Hi, Ed, from a sunny bit. Hello, nice to hear from you, Stephen. I hope you're having a good wonderful manga. I'm going to give this a try somewhere else, okay? Just going to give it a try somewhere else, okay? Here we go. Let's see if we can give it a try from over here. Is it okay here? Let's see. Just going to go see if we can give it a try from over there. We'll see what happens. There you go. We'll see what happens here. There you go. That might be a teensy weensy. I'm going to grab me wine. Yeah, let's see what we can do from here. Yo! Okay, now this may be a teensy weensy bit better. Okay, Martin Ryder, George Best would have made a good manga. Well, he was, wasn't he? He was. George Best, Jesus, some women, didn't he, in his time? I love my favourite George Best quote when he went bankrupt. Most of my money was spent on booze, women, and fast cars. The rest I just... Okay, good line there. Anyway, Andrew Johnson. Let's see, Andrew Johnson. Nice to hear from you, Andrew. Nice to hope all's well in Jomtm, and hopefully we can meet very, 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 very soon. Well, not that soon, but maybe February. Listen, let me just tell you. I'm in, where am I? I'm in Kampot. That's where I am, Kampot. And I put it for a week in the place. I really know the place. And I was like, I come here for a bit of... I'm kind of wishing that I would have stayed in longer in Okay, buffering still. Let's see. Cutting out, Gwiggle. Sorry about this, guys. I mean, I thought the Wi-Fi in the room, it's like an open Wi-Fi all around the hotel. I thought it was pretty good, but this has kind of let me down here. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Nice to hear from you, Andy. John Hughes, yes. Football is all about opinions, and for me, Maradona. Well, you know what they say about opinions, don't you? Yeah, everyone's got one. Okay, actually, there's something more than that. It's something to do with assholes, not, but never mind. Whatever. But Maradona, oh yeah, absolutely. Who can not forget Maradona? I mean, absolutely magnificent. It was more of my generation. In fact, I think Maradona was the same age as me. I think it was about that anyway. Maradona. It was absolutely wonderful on the pitch. I mean, I watched it. I watched the World Cup live when Maradona was playing, but his kind of social problems kind of took over, didn't he? And you know, he went on to you know, not have a, I don't know, go off the rails a little bit, but wonderful stuff. Up to me. The difference is Pele had football boots out of the arc and could the rest of them play and do the things he done with the ball with the old football boots on? Okay, fine. That's a good opinion. Chaz Brown, nice to hear from you. Andrew Johnson, Pele was the greatest. No other player of his quality can boast 3 World Cups. Sorely missed it. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way I look. He was a little bit before my generation, but absolutely, total respect for the man. Total respect. Steve Gamble, best didn't need to monger. Well, I mean, he was George Best. Well, I mean, you know, some people have the. I mean, some people have the knack. I mean, I thought, you know, was Best really in his later life? Was he really that good looking? Was he really? I mean, the thing is, he was George Best. He was the name of George Best. Like, I mean, do you know something? Some of the ugliest bastards that I've ever met in my life. You know, you could walk into a bar with them, you know, and this ugly bastard may be an ugly bastard, but within seconds, there's a glamorous bird coming over to talk to him. You know, some ugly bastards just have the knack, don't they? Okay, so anyway, let's see. Sorry, someone say, sorry, I only see, but you want to see a black screen now? Let's see. My black screen's not, you know, 8 well, whatever. Are we up to it now? Yeah, Martin Ryder. Yeah, Martin Ryder says back on. Go. Okay, sensational. Absolutely magnificent. Okay. That's what I like to hear. Good positive thinking from Martin. Okay. Let's see. Stream looking good now. Okay, so who's got anything to say about Pele? Because Pele was cool. Asif Shadak, how much has he had to drink all right? Well, I've been down at the town quite early today, and I've had a few beers. 50-cent beers, sensational stuff, 50-cent beers. And 50-cent beers, and I had quite a few beers. That's good. The draft beer is tasty. I'll tell you what, the draft beer here is better than the bottled beer in Thailand. It really, really is. You do get some nice draft beers here. And I also had steak and chips, and I had blue cheese sauce and all that kind of stuff. So I've had a fair bit. But the thing is, it's quite early in the afternoon. I'm going to have a couple of wines and probably get my head down. And I'm going to hit the town tonight because I found a really, really good jazz bar. And I like a bit of jazz, and I like a bit of sax, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Ray, I don't think there can only be one. So many great players over the decades. Okay, yeah, Pele a little bit before my time, but Maradona, amazing. Johan Cruyff was wonderful. People like Johan Cruyff, wonderful. But Pele is the one. He was the Muhammad Ali of football. I mean, you know, you very rarely heard anyone saying that there was a greater heavyweight champion than Muhammad Ali. Similar with Pele. I mean, you know, who can say that there was a greater footballer than Pele? Let's see. Gwiggles, what's the travel plans going forward then? Now, that would be telling, wouldn't it? Thanks for that super chat, by the way, Gwiggles. Thanks for that. The travel plans are, they've already been booked. But I'm not going to reveal it. I'm not going to expose myself right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reveal it. Now, I've got something in the pipeline that some people might like and some people might not like. But whatever. I'm a traveler. You know, I like traveling. And, so it's travel is, various things, various parts. Ian Bowden, nice to hear from you. Just tuned in. Nice to hear from you, Ian. Hope all's well, mate. Barry's consultation. Ed, any plans of visiting Nepal? No plans for that one. No plans. I've heard some good reviews about Nepal. I wouldn't entirely rule that out, but no plans for the moment. Definitely not. Rocky Marciano beats Alia in my book. Really, really. I mean, we're talking about Pele here, but Rocky Marciano was never beaten, was he? 49 fights, 49 wins, but I think only 7 of those were world title fights. I mean, who's to say that the rest of the fights might have been obscurities? I mean, you would never know because Marciano was from a very, very different generation than Ali, so you would never know. James Everett, Ed, going to Romania to free the Tate brothers. Just kidding. Okay, good for you. The Tate brothers. Okay, fine and dandy. Romania's worth a visit. Stephen Gamble, their greatness is generational. Pele, 60s, Maradona, 80s, Messi, noughties. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very, very generational. You can't compare people, from the past. I mean, the fact is, I mean, I once seen, a comparison between what was his name? It was the guy who first run the 100 meters, in under 10 seconds or whatever it was, the fastest 100 meters. Was it Roger something or other? They compared him years later, and he would have been, the 4-minute mile. The guy who first run a mile in under 4 minutes, and they compared the fact that years later he'd have been well behind some of the runners that came after him. Kippo Macbeth. Pele was the first great player. That's why he was so special. Any thoughts of visiting Afghanistan? They're two entirely different sentences. The first one, maybe, yeah, good point. The second one, no. Okay, there you go. No plans of visiting Afghanistan. I don't want to go and rate for whatever. Martin Ryder, Nepal is freezing this time of year. Yeah, I would imagine. I want to go cold. I mean, look at this. This is almost New Year, and I'm here in shorts and t-shirts, and I'm drinking a wine, and cool. Oh, by the way, in case anyone's interested, I finally bought some razors. I haven't used them yet, but I did buy some razors in town. So, you will sooner or later see an unshaven a clean shaven Eddie. That wine's quite nice, that actually. Okay, where are we now? So, like I say, Pele is that. You can't not mention Pele because we've known about him all of our lives. Even though he wasn't in my generation, he was always there, wasn't he? I always knew of him, and I watched the wonderful Maradona live playing football in a World Cup. But people always were saying that. Yeah, but is he as good as Pele? Pele's Pele, and whether he was the greatest footballer of all time, and I think there is something to be said that he was the greatest footballer, simply because there's no other footballer that has won 3 World Cup medals, and that is kind of tangible. You can't really dispute that. You know what I mean? You thought was great player, but for me it's Messi, best ever. Okay, good for you, mate. Martin Ryder, nice looking women in Afghanistan. If you're into blue curtains, not for me, mate. Not into blue curtains. So today I was in Listen, guys, Kampot is not a bad little town. I probably already said this, but I put in for a week in Kampot, thinking that this is going to be a nice, laid-back, relaxed week. But there's a lot more to this town than what I thought, you see. A hell of a lot more to it. And there is There's a lot of bars, loads of bars, daytime, nighttime. There's nice restaurants. It's cheap, and I've spoke to a lot of expats in Kampot, and they're all really, really positive about the town. I haven't met one expat who has said that they regret coming here. They all seem to be living pretty good lives here. So I wish I was staying here longer, to be honest with you. Asif Sharik, Maradona. Good for you, mate. Andrew Johnson, Jesse Owens was an absolute legend. Hitler's best friend. Didn't Jesse Owens' name come up in Blazing Saddles? Didn't Cleavon Little, when he was cornered by the lynch mob, didn't he say, and now for my next impersonation, Jesse Owens? Something like that. Okay. Kippo Macmac. Any problems with the loose motions on your tip? No problem at all, because I eat good wholesome food. Stephen, the loose motions. It sounds like a bloody Motown band, doesn't it? Yeah. The loose. What kind of song could a band called The Loose Motions possibly sing? What could they say? What could they sing? I can't even. Any suggestions? Stephen Campbell, Maradona won a World Cup playing in a poor side. It is said that he was a one-man band. I'm pretty sure that's not entirely true, but I do know what you mean. He was quite exceptional. He was absolutely exceptional. Let's see. So this wine's nice anyway. So even if this is a nice little old pop-up stream, not planned. Somebody mentioned Vivienne Westwood before. She's also dropped dead. I think with someone like Vivienne Westwood, it's probably not disrespectful to say she's dropped dead. I think she'd rather prefer that. But, Vivienne Westwood was a fashion designer who had a relationship with Malcolm McLaren, who became the manager of the Sex Pistols. And she was a funny old woman, but she lived to 82 anyway, or 81, whatever. But some years ago, she appeared in a see-through dress in public where all the fanny was showing, and she was not saying that there's anything wrong with that, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if I was to do that, I get bloody locked up. Okay. So anyway, where are we now? There's 29 people in the chat. 29 people in the chat. Anyone else that I've missed? So Pele. Yeah, Pele. As if Shadow, what time is it there, Eddie, my mate? You see the conversation's getting bloody interesting, isn't it? The time now is at the third stroke, it will be, what is that? We're 7 hours ahead, aren't we? At the third stroke, it will be 3:24 p.m. And I'm going to go and get my head down pretty soon anyway, because I want to be on the town tonight. I found a good little jazz bar, and there's some nice people around here. There are some really, really good people around Kampot. So, Martin Ryder, what are your plans for New Year's Eve? I haven't got any. I keep hearing from people that there's loads going on in Kampot. And there's loads of places which I haven't discovered there yet, which I should have discovered. But I need to get my act together. But apparently there's lots of things going on in Kampot over the New Year's period. It's a bit much. See, the thing is, this is a place I've never actually been before. So, I wish that I had put in for more than a week, simply because it would take it a while to get used to the place and get used to meeting the people there and where everything is. So I've only got another few days, 2-3 days left here. And really, I wish I had longer, because the more I'm hearing from people I'm talking to, expats, the more I'm realizing that there is a lot more to Kampot than what I thought. It's a good little town. Brent L, hi, I have nothing to add. Okay, good for you, mate. Anyway, silence is golden. Kippo Macmax, have you any worries about the antivirus return after the explosion in the antivirus return after the explosion in China? I don't know. You can't go through life worrying about things, can you? You just can't do that. I mean, there's always got to be something Just when you think your life is all sorted and whatever, all of a sudden there's going to be a spanner thrown in the works from somewhere, isn't there? It's always going to be a spanner. Whatever will be, will be. I mean, a couple of years ago, who thought that we were going to be heading for all the shite that we were going to go to with the outsiders? Nobody predicted that. So you just got to get on with life and hope for the best, haven't you? You really, really have. I'll tell you what. I'm just drinking this wine here. I'm going to go and see if they've got a cake or something. It'd be nice to have a bit of cake with this or whatever. As if Shadow, is Kampot for young or older? Well, there's a mixture of both here. There are a lot of young people here in Kampot. There's young travellers, but there's older, the older expats. I met some of them here, and they seem to be having a good time. They seem to be having a good life here. But the younger travellers here, they behave the way younger travellers do. You know what I mean? I'll get into a tuk-tuk and I'll pay $3, and I'll give the driver a tip. I've seen before 6 young people. Six young people in a tuk-tuk, and they'll probably be charged $3, and they'll probably be bitching, saying, yesterday we were only charged $2. That's the thing, young people are all right, they're youthful, and so, they're good fun sometimes. The problem I have with young travellers is that they tend to be tight bastards, they do. I seen a group of young people arguing with the food vendor the other day. They're tight. When I seen those 6 young people in a tuk-tuk, I thought that driver has got no chance of getting a tip from them. He'd get a tip from me, but he's not going to get a tip from them. They want to pay as little as possible. I'm not against it, but that's just the way it is. Ian Bowles, now you're getting to tell me your Kampot Hotel and how much is it? I'm getting it on a tuk-tuk. I have got a mobile phone. I could download an app, but I'm having problems with my phone connection and all that kind of stuff at the moment. So I'm just getting tuk-tuks, and basically it's about $3 to get from where I am into town, and it's because it's a fair distance, so $3 is quite reasonable. But if you do that, go there and back twice a day, that's up to $12. So it all adds up, really. The tuk-tuk drivers are okay. Andrew Johnson, take care, Eddie. Okay, well, Andrew Johnson, I'm off for a coffee. Okay, okay, good for you anyway. Nice, always nice to hear from him, mate. Cheers anyway, Andrew. It's quite a nice wine. That's $3.50. Stephen Campbell, just fenced it. Okay, whatever. Vlogging times. I'll be visiting Kampot for the first time next month. So happy Ed just giving me a first glimpse of the place. Well, I am doing a video. That's what I've done today. I actually went around town quite early, and I shot a lot of stuff on on film. So I will be doing a video showing you the bars, and I've done a little bit of the nightlife stuff. So I will be doing a video showing you what Kampot. And believe me, there's a lot more to this town than what you might think. I mean, last week in Phnom Penh, somebody told me, that there's less in Kampot than there is in Kep. I said I already visited Kep, and I thought it was dull. He said, well, then you won't like Kampot because there's less there. That's rubbish, absolute rubbish. There is miles more in Kampot than there is in Kep. I went to Kep a few years ago and it was dull. Whereas Kampot, I'm surprised at how many bars and restaurants. And it's not a beach town, but it's a riverside town. It's pleasant. It is pleasant. It's well worth a visit. Really, really is. Those young people that spend lots of money on parties and expensive camera gear, but refuse to pay $1 extra to help out a struggling local. Yeah, that's right. Do you know what? There's one. Yeah, you're quite right there, mate. You know what? There's one thing that I've never ever managed to figure out in over years of travel. Where do these young people get all the money to travel? Where do they get all that money? I mean, some of them look like they haven't done a day's work in their life, and yet they travel over 2 years at a time. Are they doing it are they spending their student loan or something like that, or have they all got rich daddies? When I was their age, I didn't go anywhere, and yet they're traveling, you know, on a gap year, a year. I'd love to know where they get the money from. Kippo Macmac. What's Cambodia's version of Thai whiskey? Brandy? Have you tried it? I haven't really tried it. You know, the wine is quite good. This is hotel wine, so it's $3.50. But a lot of the other places you'll get it for $2.50 or $3. Martin Ryder, what are the prices of freelancers in town? I don't know. I'm going to do a review of that, but there are some skanky women. There's a couple of nice women. There's also a few skanky women around. There are a few skanky women around. Let me just tell you that much. Yeah, Ian Bowden, is there anything at all? Is there anything at all now, Ed, that you miss about England? I'd say what I miss. I miss my Asda deliveries. I miss my you know, the warped laugh when I realised that my bottle of Lamb's Navy rum is being delivered with the bloody seal on it. You know, that's what I miss. And no, I don't miss anything about England right now. I've got a bigger TV set in England than what I've got here. So I like watching Netflix on a big screen. I haven't got a big screen here. I could watch it on my laptop, but I like watching Netflix on a big. That's about all I miss. I don't miss anything else. No, I'm not going to stay in England much longer. I'm not. I'm going to be retiring somewhere like this in the not too distant future. As if Shadi, would you visit again Kampot? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd visit Kampot. Kampot's a good place. I wish I was staying there longer. But like I say, when I banged in for a week in this place, I'd never been there before, so I didn't know the script. And I thought I can't put in for more than a week here because it might be dull. It might be a dull place. They might not like it, but it turned out to be a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. A lot better. The Walking Dude, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Stephen Gamble, skanky panky. Okay, if you say so. Fair enough. Let's see. This wine's nice. I'm going to get another glass of wine. See if they've got any dessert on it. Hello. Get another glass of wine, please. Yeah. Do you have any dessert or anything? Dessert? What have you got? Ice cream. Pancake and ice cream. Pancake and ice cream. Do you mind I read your name and read your number? I'll give that one. Just a glass of red wine, please. A glass of red wine. Okay. Okay, so anyway, where am I now? Vlogging times, okay? In 2012, when I was 28 years old, I took a year off work to spend that year in the Philippines and travel around Southeast Asia. My wife and I survived on €400 a month. What's that? Jesus, what is that, about 12 a day or something like that? Now I spend £1,000 a week in Thailand. 1,000 a week, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, yeah, because of you, yeah. Well, okay, you make what you please of that, but sounds interesting anyway. Vlogging Sounds 2011. Okay, thank you. All right, cheers. Thank you. Stephen O'Connor, the trash packers, as we call them, are living off mummy and daddy's money. They prance around with braided hair, beards, and elephant pants, claim to be on a budget. They try and wrangle every last. Yeah, that's what I heard. Somebody did tell me that. He did say, you know, when you get to know these trash packers, you find that their mummy, you know, daddy's, he's probably a judge, or you know, they probably live in a bloody big house. It's the bank of mummy and daddy. I mean, when I was their age, I was lucky to get a ferry across the Mersey. I thought, you know, going from Liverpool to bloody Birkenhead was like going to an exotic destination. But yeah, absolutely. Well, life isn't fair, is it? You know, it's not fair. Nice to hear from you anyway, Steve. Nice to hear from you. Up to me, the difference is Pele had football boots out the arc. I think you said that before, didn't you? But yeah, okay, Pele. Who's this? Martin Ryder, I love the Popeye manga fest. Okay, cheers, mate. Cheers. Ian Brown, it is advised to be taking malaria tabs in that part of camp. Is it advised to be taking malaria tabs in that part of Cambodia? I think the Lonely Planet guy advised about 12 years ago when I was in Cambodia. Did, I've where I am, it's not, actually not that bad. I've had a little bit of, yeah, I've had a couple of, you're just about to get your head down. Next minute you're there, this kind of stuff, like someone's about to shave your bloody head. But what I found is that a nice spray, mosquito repellent spray, doesn't take spray it around each ear and on your ankles, because they always seem to go for your ankles, and it tends to do the trick. And you spray a bit of that on, they leave it alone. So it's not really a problem. Not really a problem. Stephen O'Connor, no need malaria tablets in any city here, only if you go to rural areas. Yeah, I mean, Phnom Penh is there's very rarely a problem with mosquitoes in Phnom Penh. That's what I've thought. And here, I would have thought that it's more of a problem here, but no, it's not really that much of a problem at all. But use a good insect repellent, and then you should be all right. Vlogging times. Malaria is much milder in Southeast Asia compared to African countries. Yeah, absolutely. I was in Ethiopia once, and yeah, the Mozzies there seem to be big bastards. Vlogging times, bigger chance to get dengue. Okay. Lovely. Shall I have one of those, what do we call it? What did she say? Pancakes? You got pancakes? Ice cream? No, I don't know. I want a nice cake. I want a nice chocolate cake. But I haven't got one, so I don't know. I've got wine. I had a nice steak with blue cheese sauce and fries anyway. Let's see. Okay, Martin Ryder, lots of Israelis leave the army with a lump sum and go off backpacking to the cheapest parts of the world. Every shekel counts. Really, that's interesting. That's interesting. I never thought of that before. Ian Bowden, can't blame you, mate. I can't stand the idea of staying in a broken Britain for the rest of my life. Who has got enthusiasm for Britain in this day and age? I mean, right now, I'm here in the afternoon. I'm sitting here in shorts and T-shirts. It's not even a T-shirt, it's a vest. I'm drinking red wine. I don't want to be in England right now at this moment in time, but he's freezing me bollocks up. I'd rather be here. Okay, so anyway, where are we? The Walking Dude, Jaco, Roland, Pricey were very effective. Okay. Paul Hoskin, nice to hear from you. There's bigger bloodsuckers than mosquitoes. Nicely said, mate. Nicely said. Irek, retired in Southeast Asia, is the goal, Ed. Thanks for the great interview. You're doing a great thing. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for that anyway. Nice comment there. Ian Brown, is Brutus on your back, Eddie, or olive oil? Oh, you talk about Popeye, the sort of like Popeye analogy. Olive oil. Oh, Brutus. No, neither. I don't want Brutus. Olive oil. Oh, yeah, olive oil. I wouldn't say no to olive oil. Let's see. Kippo Macbeth. What are the retirement visa rules in Cambodia? Well, it's a big question. It is a big question. But when you talk to some of the expats, as I did today, apparently it's a lot simpler. Then there's ways around this and there's ways around that, but apparently it sounds a lot simpler. But I'd never go down the road of saying, oh, it's that easy and all that, because it's a complicated thing. And it's okay thinking you can retire it, but then the rules might change in a few years' time. So you've got to take expert advice and all that sort of stuff. Stephen Gamble, I think England is more broken than other parts of Great Britain. Well, we were having a conversation today. I was having a conversation with a couple of English fellas in this bar restaurant today, and I told them where I live in England, and I said it's full of skanks, and they said, "Oh, that's the influence of foreigners." No, it isn't. The skanks are bloody white English people. I mean, I use the analogy. I out here in Cambodia or in Thailand, I can go to an ATM and I can put my card into an ATM, glance around me, nobody's there, draw money out, not a problem. In England, I go to an ATM, look around, nobody around, draw money out, and then out of nowhere, some cretin appears out of the woodwork to try and strike up a conversation with me, wanting to lend of money or whatever. England's full of cretins now. It's all full of skanks. The town centre where I live in England, I cannot walk through that town centre without some skanky, dirty, scummy bastard putting his hand out, thinking that I owe him money, wanting money from it. Come on, mate, you couldn't help us out with a few quid, could you? Or what? England's full of skanky bastards nowadays. It really, really is. Really. And these people have the opportunity to work, but they don't want to work. They want to take bloody drugs and make a nuisance of themselves. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway. Let's see. Arif Sharif, where would you retire, Eddie? Anywhere but England. Harold Betterson, hi, Ed. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Harold. Okay. Martin Ryder, 1 year visa, 100. So the thing is, yeah, it's okay saying a 1 year visa, 100. But if you're going to retire, I think you want a permanent visa. It's okay now, when you can move about a bit and, thinking, I can retire my visa next year and whatever. But how about, in years down the line when, you might have some dreadful health issue and you can't do the things that you can do now. And you just want to know that no one's going to throw you out of the country in years to come when you're at your most vulnerable. If you're going to retire, you need a permanent visa, really. Paul Hoskin, I love town apart from there's no dogging. Well, there's a doggy over there. He's one of those doggies that everyone says he's friendly, and yet every time I look at him, he bares his teeth. He don't seem to like the look of me. Kippo Makma, liberal politicians have ruined our country. They get elected to make our lives better, not win. Liberals haven't been in bloody government since, I don't know, since, what was it, the Roaring 20s or about 100 years or something like that. I mean, I wouldn't count Nick Clegg, that bloody knobhead who formed a coalition with the Conservatives a few years back. Liberals are really, what's the point of liberals? They never get into power anyway. Brian Williams, best place to retire has to be Grimsby. I've never been to Grimsby, but I would imagine that is a place that actually lives up to its name. Harold Betterson, is there many spice smokers in your town? You mean where I live back in the UK? Yeah, it's full of them. They're all dirty, scummy bastards. And they're white English people. White English people, that's what they are. We all blame them, and I blame, the dinghy down and all this. At the end of the day, the biggest problem is the skanks, the local skanks. They're the biggest problem in England. Lazy bastards who have the opportunity to work and earn money, but they don't want to do that. They want to take all kinds of stuff that you just mentioned, and they think that all of us working people owe them a living. Lazy, skanky bastards. England's full of them. I have sympathy for people out here, beggars out in these kind of work, because it's not always their phones. But back in England's still a rich country. You have the opportunity to work and earn a living. But these lazy, good-for-nothing bastards don't want to work. They just want to hover around the town centre, scabbing money from people who do work. Okay, anyway. Quiggles, thank you for that super chat, Quiggles. You're a legend to many, Ed. Living your best life. Cheers for that, mate. I appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Nice to hear from you. And thanks for that super chat. John Mitch, Colombia is a good retirement destination. Is it? Well, I know you know Colombia a lot better than I do. I've been there, but obviously you know the ins and outs. So somebody mentioned that to me today, funnily enough. It's not on the menu right now, but, always worth thinking about. Always worth thinking about. Paul Hoskin, I met a girl who looked like Lisa Dale. Beautiful. She looked like Lisa Dale. Why did she have a big bloody Gambian sausage in her mouth at the time? Stephen O'Connor, who lives in Phnom Penh, Retirement visa is not permanent. It's a multi-entry yearly visa. It must be renewed every year and cost about $280. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, see, I have mixed feelings about all of this. Like I said a moment ago, you know, you can opt for that. It's doable. But you know, let's say I'm 60 years of age. In 10 years' time, when I'm 70, I might not be fully compos mentis. I might not be fully. I mean, when you know, years down the line, when you're not fully, you know, with it, or your body or your mind isn't with it, the last thing you're going to need is the officials to say, "All right, get out of the country. Your visa's expired." So it's a lot more complicated than what it first appears. But thanks for that info, anyway, Steve. As if Sherry, do what you're doing, traveling, have two bases, use England for your health. Okay, that sounds good. Vlogging Times, thank you for that super chat, my friend. Thank you. Next glass is on me. Cheers. Anyway, thanks for that. Thanks for that, mate. I wouldn't mind it easy. I like a nice I've had a nice bit. I'd like a nice chocolate cake right now. But what they were doing, pancakes and what else? Ice? No, not with that. No. Ian Bowden, good to see you and have a good rant, Ed. Oh, okay, all right, thanks for that, mate. Stephen Gamble, I saw Lisa Dale selling her ass on Beats Over. What? Who'd want to buy that? Lisa Dale selling her ass. She couldn't bloody give it away with Green Shield stamps, for Christ's sake. John Mitch, seems there is a shortage of razors. Well, to be honest with you, John, I'm staying in a hotel that's miles out of town, and there's no 7-Eleven nearby. So I haven't managed to get any razors, but I have got them now. I went into town earlier, and I picked up some razors anyway. So you will see a clean-shaven Eddie very, very soon. Paul Hoskin, any New Year's resolutions? Yeah, whatever you do, Eddie, don't end up sharing a bed with a dirty, fat, ugly trollop like Lisa Dale. Okay? Ting Tong Tai. Ed, some of us work her ass up, but like a wheel line at Charlie at the weekend and a holiday. I'm not into that. Not for me, mate. Definitely not for me. How many nice glasses of wine can you get for a wee bit of chat? No, definitely not for me. Somebody offered me something like that. I think it was bloody rat poison. At least I know where I am with wine. Martin Ryder, Stephen O'Connor. Yes, I got it wrong, but it's risen to 290. Okay. Leeds. Good morning, Eddie. How's it all going? It's kind of good. It's going all right, mate. It's going all right, mate. I'm in a town called Kampot. I've never been there before. I put in for a week, and I'm starting to wish that I had put in for 2 weeks. Because it's getting better. You know, I'm not one of these people who goes to a new town and then after 5 minutes starts acting as if I know everything. I certainly don't do that. I'm just saying that as time goes on, you know, I'm meeting some expats here who are really, honestly, the expats here who live here, they all seem very, very contented. They all seem to think that you know, they made a wise decision moving here. This is a happy town. It's full of people who are very happy. It's a good little old town. And I'm starting to wish that I was staying here longer now. Ting Tong Tai, no picture. You can't see a picture of me. Stephen O'Connor, non-pen, many Western beggars, cheap drink, freely available, skanks, 51 to 172, and Riverside, these homeless foreigners. Really, I haven't seen any, I haven't come across that. I have come across a couple in Pattaya. But not really here. But you know, there are some. I've what do they call them? Beg packers. You wonder how they ended up like that. How the beggars, Western beggars, end up in somewhere like Cambodia begging for money. Maybe they couldn't. They run out of so much money. They just couldn't afford the flight home and got stranded there. That might be the reason. Very, very. I wouldn't want to be homeless or short of money in a place like this. Okay. Gwiggles, don't be negative, Ed. I wouldn't be Eddie if it wasn't negative. Ian Bowden, Lisa Dale wants to juggle her boobs in your face, Ed. So I just threw up. I just threw up at the very thought of that. But Martin Ryder, big team man for big mamas in the Gambia. They like to say, oh, Jesus, God, oh my, I feel sick. Paul Laskin, Black Forest Gatto or cherries. I love those dark skin. I fancy something like that right now. I could eat a Black Forest Gatto. That would go nice with this glass of wine, but unfortunately, they haven't got any. Mick Lasky, I wish you a lovely, happy, jolly New Year. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you for that. You too, mate, anyway. Ian Brown, that's the dry season probably set in now. You still get rain. Oh, I haven't seen rain for a long time. I think the last rain that I seen was about 4 weeks ago when I first arrived in Siem Reap the first day. And it was piddling down then. And since then, I don't think I've seen any rain. Can't remember. The walking dudes used to be a few in Pattaya. Bangkok ran out of money simply. Okay, where are we? So anyway, so listen, this little old pop-up live stream was to celebrate. We have to mention Pele. We've got to mention Pele, wonderful Pele, because he was the most famous legendary footballer of all time. I know people say Maradona and a couple of other people, but Pele was Pele. I mean, he was a bit before my generation. I wasn't even born when Pele first won the World Cup. That was on a black and white TV set in them days. The second World Cup when Pele won a medal was the year that I was born, and then he won it in 1970. So he was a bit before my generation. But Pele is the legend. He's died at 82 years of age. Pele, a credit to Brazil anyway. Raise a glass of wine to Pele, the legend. Okay, so anyway, we're coming up to an hour now. I'm going to sign off now anyway. Hey, John Mitch, is there any horizontal aerobic instructors available in Kampot? Yes, there is. There is. Well, more of that later. Neil Fleet, nice to hear from him. Neil Fleet is from Wavertree in Liverpool. He likes to go to Gambia. Apparently, Gambia is a great place. Gambia can be good for guys as well. It's Gambia is not just for dirty, sweaty females like Lisa Dale. It's it can be a good place to go for other reasons. So nice to hear from him anyway. The walking dude, Pele won 3 World Cups. None will do that again. The word icon is overused, but appropriate for Pele. Okay, now I'm going to leave the stream on that one because that is the absolute ultimate. That is Pele, in terms of a tangible way of describing who is the greatest. You cannot dispute that. Pele won 3 World Cup medals. Maradona won 1. Messi won 1. Other players, are supposedly the greatest. George Best, what's his name and all, never won any World Cup. Pele won 3 gold medals. And as the walking dude says, no one will ever do that again in our lifetime. So Pele was the greatest. Pele was the greatest. Ting Tong Tai, Pele, R.I.P. Okay? And I think on that note, we've come up to an hour now. I'm gonna suck me wine, maybe have another one. I'm gonna go to sleep, and tonight I'm gonna hit the town. There's a good little jazz band on. I found a bar with a really, really good little bit of jazz music and all that, which is what I like. I like that sort of stuff anyway. So listen, Kampot is a cool place. It's a good place. If you're coming to Cambodia, please consider Kampot. Videos coming soon, okay? So anyway, let's see. Ian Brown, only 1 hour stream. Let's see. Okay, Neil Fleet, R.I.P. and thanks, Eddie. Okay, cheers. This is my second show, so we talk about things other than travel here. But we paid the tribute to Pele. We said our piece. I think that the walking dude, I'm going to put his comment on the screen because he summed it up the best. Pele won 3 World Cups. None will do that again. The word icon is overused, but appropriate for Pele. Okay, and I think that says it all. Pele, in terms of his achievements, was the greatest of all time. I don't think anyone can dispute that. Okay, so anyway, there you go. Have a great evening, whatever. I'll be back very, very soon. Pele, R.I.P. The legend will live forever. And Brazil is in mourning right now, and quite rightly so, because the man was absolutely superb. Watch some documentaries on Pele and see what an amazing icon he was, okay? Listen, guys, I'll see you soon. Have a great day, a great weekend. Probably back tomorrow sometime, and, you know, and all of that. And thanks for tuning in. Cheers.